Testing 1, 2, 3. Check, check. Hey, what's up? Alright, cool. It's working now, that's good. Let me know if I'm coming through clear. Could you repost the stream link for me in the chat? For IRC, that is. Excellent. So much plutonium. I think M-Bot would get a kick out of this.
Hostiles approaching. Warning. Sentinel drone activated.
Yeah, you need the plutonium for quite a few things. Here, I'll show you. So it charges like weapons and a lot of other crap, life support.
Technology recharge.
Ship weapons as well. Thaumium for the engines though. But launch thrusters use plutonium as well.
Technology recharge.
Pulse engine here.
Technology recharge.
Mining beam uses plutonium, so does the bolt caster.
Technology recharge.
Bolt caster and the mining beam. The weapon's like modular, so hence the name multi-tool. Still some slots left.
Technology recharge.
My ship does? Yeah, I guess it does. It looks like a big fucking cannon. I've had this thing for a while. It's not like the best thing I could get. I have it basically run for efficiency. It doesn't have a lot of storage space since most of my slots are taken up with mods, but, you know, I've got a Tau Sigma drive, so just need to get Theta drive, in which case I will have to, you know, when I install it, you want to have stuff proximate, so I would, before installing it, once I have the Theta drive, I would basically install it right here, so it's right next to this one. Say, get more efficient that way. So, no, actually I haven't really done the piracy thing at all. This world's pretty cool looking. Oh, it's pretty fucking inhospitable though. I'm gonna try taking off and see what else I can find. Yeah, see who else you can get from the channel to check it out, because I'd like to kind of show this off to a few people. It's pretty neat. And if I find a black hole, I'll show you guys what happens when I go through it. But yeah, this game is like fucking groundbreaking in my opinion, and I'd like to see what kind of games come out that utilize this kind of mechanic in the future, because I always knew that something like this was going to happen. I just didn't really expect something like this robust this soon. I mean, for fuck's sake, like procedurally generated games have actually been around for quite a while. Rogue, after all, being arguably one of the first, possibly the first. I've seen procedurally generated terrain from like way back when. Well, I gotta find a black hole first, just a heads up regarding ongoing conversation in the channel, but I will do my damnedest to find one. Kind of hopping from planet to planet in this system right now. I do have a better warp drive, so it shouldn't be too hard for me to find a black hole now. I just gotta like scout nearby star systems and see what I can find. But I can make pretty long jumps now. Yeah, if we could get a couple people from the channel in here, just to, like, chat about this a bit, I think I might be able to give a better explanation as to what this is really about to the people who haven't played it or haven't really seen it. But yeah, I definitely think MBOT would really find this fascinating. There's something like 2 to the 64th stars, I believe. And each star has at least one planet. Some can have quite a few more, so... God damn, this planet's far. Yeah, some of it's unavoidable though, just in terms of designing a game like this, tuning the procedural generation engine in such a way as to avoid causing some really weird environmental glitches from happening from time to time. I've seen shelters and crap like that that are like not so much buried as just like embedded in the terrain. I mean, it'd be plausible to have some stuff that's like really ancient, right? And you know, it's just simply stuck. But it was clearly like just a terrain generation glitch. But for what it is and how big it is, I really can't complain. This game's just fucking fantastic. Oh, what was that? That might be gold.
Temperature levels stabilizing.
Empty planet. Clear weather, minimal sentinels, no flora, and no fauna. Wow. So it's a dead world. Well, just empty, really, as it said. Oh, it's emerald. Oh, I need emerald. Mining the shit out of this. Well, like the copies that got released early were from a pre-release build that was pretty close to done, but definitely had some serious bugs. I'm sure they'll continue to patch the game. I would not care if they reset the universe as long as I got to keep my ship. And, you know, my exosuit and my multi-tool, basically. Keep my inventory and all that. Dude, that is a humongous deposit of emerald. No, unfortunately it won't. That's something that I would like for them to fix. Like, if you cut out the base of something like this, it should just collapse. Although, in this case, it's like also, you know, adhering to the nearby rock, as you can see. So, like, that would plausibly allow it to stay until I cut this away. That is so much fucking emerald. If I can find a similar deposit of gold, I will be able to make my theta drive. Let's see how much space I have. Oh, plenty. I'm good. Alright, so I need 4 stacks of emerald, which I can at least temporarily convert into 2, because the space in here is 500 stacks, and the suit's only 250. Although I could just clear some of this crap out. Let's see, what's a stack? Let's recharge something, maybe. I guess I'll use that later. Or just discard it. This is not the largest deposit I've ever found, but it is pretty close. See right there? With the little bits that just hang there. I feel like that stuff should just fall and break. No, there's not, actually. I've streamed for like 6 or 7 hours at a time before. Physics engine's Havoc based, so it's totally feasible for them to, you know, enhance the physics a bit more. This game can actually make a PS4 lag, although not for very long. I landed on a planet that was extremely densely forested, and they used Kinagon speed tree for their tree generation. And basically that shit made the system like basically slow down perceptibly. It didn't like start chugging, but it definitely slowed down pretty damn substantially. So the stuff I'm mining right now is necessary in the creation of the final tier of warp drive. So I'll show you real quick. Weird. I swear I had it. Maybe I don't have the theta yet. But whenever I get theta, I need to basically, I have to have like 1,000 emerald and 1,000 gold. And like 3 of a specific component as well. So I'm just trying to get it ahead of time. I don't mind reserving some inventory space for it, so. God damn, so much emerald. Seriously, like, that's a lot. I'm willing to bet this planet was probably just like covered in emerald deposits. It'd be really cool as if there were also gold, then it would be set. Gotcha. Well, I see another viewer, although I don't know if it's him or not, but I'd be interested to hear a bit of running commentary from him if he decides to log in. Jesus, that's almost gone. I don't want to bore you guys with mining for too long, so just give me a moment. Oh yeah. Yeah, everything's procedurally generated, like, without exception, with the exception of, like, the templates themselves, and those are procedurally assembled, so... so, where'd I leave my ship? I lose my ship all the time.
Life support power.
Ah! Why does it stop running? What do we have here? Mirroring deposit. This is turning into be a beneficial planet. Looks like I need to recharge my mining beam.
Technology recharge. Technology recharge.
Okay, so I have enough emerald now. Now I just gotta find the rest of that stuff. Let's see if we can find some gold here. Yeah, like, the extent to which whoa, that happens occasionally. So sometimes you'll take off and you'll just get, like, launched straight in orbit. That's definitely a bug. I think it's something to do with the physics engine, basically. It imparts too much momentum, probably. I've seen similar... Nope, screw you guys, I don't want to fight right now. Jumping into warp right in atmosphere is a little nerve-wracking. Yeah, this planet is basically covered in humongous deposits of metal. Which is totally okay by me. More emerald, though. I need gold. It's probably, like, nothing but emerald. We'll find out. Yeah, I wish neutral metals showed up on scan, but apparently they don't. That's another thing they should probably fix. That looks like iridium. You can, actually, but it doesn't really do anything. Fortunately, because, like, that would be bad, yep. guessing this is probably all emerald, but mining area not clear. Emerald looks a lot like gold, so it is difficult to tell. Yep, that's emerald too.
Technology recharge.
So I'm pretty sure this is all emerald. I could just like farm the hell out of this and sell it and basically build up a lot of money, which is probably not a bad idea, but I don't want to bore you guys with farming. Yeah, I don't actually mind that as much as some of the, because it doesn't feel like a glitch, it just feels kind of like sci-fi-y. Like, look how weird this planet is. There's chunks of rock, just like saying fuck gravity. Yeah, exactly.
Warning.
Oh my god, there's pirates everywhere.
Hostile ships approaching. Technology recharge.
Oh, it's just one guy. Okay. Oh, I've run into all three, actually. Of the sentient races, at any rate. Oh my god. There you go.
Hostile ships defeated.
I'm in a Gek-dominated system right now. Whoa! Would be this. Oh, gold! Okay, cool. So you can mine the asteroids that surround the various planets, too. And they play kind of fast and loose with orbital mechanics and a number of other things, but eh. Well, okay, there's three, like, that I've run into, and I'm pretty sure those are, like, the faction ones. It's implied that there are others, but I haven't run into any of them. Even the ships you see are, like, procedural from components, and some are pretty weird looking. Yeah, gold sells for a pretty decent amount of units, too, which is nice. Tagging? Yep. Chasing. Okay, so I'm gonna go to the star map. Let's see. Let's go to free roam. So, if you can see it, you can go to it. Like, full stop. Now, the caveat there is, it's contingent on what type of drive you have. So let's see how close. Can I jump to that? Yes, I can. Okay. Ooh, class O, sub 4P. So that's a blue giant. I don't remember what age that would be, but that's, yep. That's scary. Blue giants are scary. Oh, it looks like there's an M-type nearby. Is that an M-type? Yep, M4PF. So it'd be like a red giant, I think. Or a super giant. Oh, I don't believe that lawsuit actually has any credence whatsoever, but I would have to like look a bunch of material up in order to get into the kind of where and why. Oh, that's neat. A little curved arc of stars. How far is that? Oh, that's pretty far. 1,683.3 light years. So, the other night, from more or less my starting system, I just went into the star map and basically went towards the center of the galaxy, like this. I'm going to show you this for a little bit so you can get a feel for just how freaking ridiculous this game really is. I shouldn't do this for too long, because, like, when you're in the map browser, it's generating all of this stuff too, so in order to get back to your system, it has to, like, basically trace the path along. So, let's see how far we went. So, with a better drive, I could probably go quite a bit farther. Each point of light is a star system. We're inside a very, very, very large galaxy. Like, one might call it a super galaxy, because there's actually more stars in this, the starting galaxy for No Man's Sky than there are in our entire local group by quite a large margin. And there's not as many as there are in the known universe, but it's a pretty large number. Ah, cool. Wasn't too far, so I didn't have to like go all the way back. Ah. So, they mapped pretty much everything using bots before the game came out. Yeah, I agree. Like, the scale of this game is absolutely mind-boggling. I don't know if you ever checked out Space Engine or not. But it was very much the precursor to this, and I would say probably a direct inspiration, although not the only one, clearly, for this game. And that was like the project of like one dude. If you're interested in checking it out, just look up Space Engine on Google. It should be like the first result. I think it's spaceengine.com. It might be like /en, because it's actually a Russian developed program, although it's in English. So I'm going to make a 540.7 light year warp jump. Here we go. it's not as polished as this, but it was also done by one guy in his spare time. So yeah, this was done by 20 people, and it took them quite a long time to put together. I'm pretty sure Space Engine is still supported, and it probably uses a very similar algorithm to this, to No Man's Sky to generate everything. Now, Moloko would probably know what type of algorithm it is for terrain generation and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, it's not really specifically for terrain generation, it's just useful for generating, like, dynamic, stochastic... Oh god, okay, I'm being shot at by a bunch of people. You guys gonna keep shooting at me? Apparently not. They decided to fuck off. That's funny. Who knows? You could easily use some of the fractal derivatives for that to make a psychedelic component to the game. Apparently people have found some pretty fucking trippy worlds though, so... Everything is made from math. All star systems are populated with one space station. There's a chance of being a space anomaly as well as an Atlas station. Although I don't think you'll get space anomaly and an Atlas station in the same system, but there's always a chance of one or the other alongside that in a system. But the only guaranteed thing you're going to find is a star, a planet, and a space station. Every one of them has an outpost. Each of those outposts has a unique ID. So, yep, it's crazy. Let's sell some stuff. I don't have a ton of money because I've been spending it on inventory upgrades. So I've been trying to hoard the purple stuff too. Red Nox, Omegon, Callium, Murine. There's other stuff too, but anything that I can, like, basically going to need for, like, later upgrades. Yeah, I think he's correct, actually. That sounds familiar. I'm not as much of a, like, mathematics nerd as Mbot is, but I grasp, you know, the principles behind it, so it still blows me away what people can actually accomplish with it, though, so I think you'd have to be really jaded not to be impressed by this game, even if you hate games. I know people like that, they're like, fuck video games. I'm like, you're weird. Oh, this looks interesting. Yes. Look at that. This is tempting. Oh, hey, look. It's a kind of thing I'm gonna shoot at. Oh, sure. I'll go back and show you here in a bit. Sorry. Yeah, there's a bit of latency between what I do and what have you, but I can go back and show you. What is this? Copper. So, certain elements are more abundant in orbit around planets. You'll always find thaumium. So... let's see. What else do we have here? Yeah, so like... all procedurally named, and, there's another moon on the other side of that planet. The moons are easier to like land on and leave as well. So. Huh, that looks a bit like Earth's moon. Totally going there. That is pretty far away. Damn, it's still gonna take me another minute to get there. That's crazy. I have a pretty good pulse engine, but I don't have the best one yet, so I'll probably be able to get around in system a bit faster with a better one. As an MMO style, like, upgrade system for that, so. But I'm totally down with that, because it actually kind of makes sense in the context of this. Like, oh, okay, well, some tech is better than other tech. They're up out of. Yeah, so it would take me, like, quite a while to get there, just using this drive. Now, when I'm just using this drive, I can collide with stuff. When you're in full-on pulse mode, though, like, it basically deflects everything away from you. I'm betting this moon's probably pretty barren now that I'm getting closer, but it might just be really small and it's hard to tell at this distance. Like, right when you arrive at a moon, like, it looks kind of low res, but it rapidly fills that out. Dropping out of warp. Since it has to populate from the given seed data, so. Some people are like, how is this game with only 5 gigs? I'm like, that's pretty much just the math. It's all the math. Here. Found a trade outpost, like, almost immediately. That's awesome. So I can show you an alien here, too. So there's always, like, at least one. Or maybe not. Is there no one here? Well, this planet's pretty hot. So if you stand, like, right behind here in the shelter, like, you're safe from temperature extremes and crap like that, but, if you get a little bit out, it usually gets pretty hot or acidic or what have you pretty fast. Yep, it's pretty amazing. I mean, it's not truly infinite, but I would be interested to try to calculate how much storage space this would actually take up if you were to try to generate and store it on disk. Like, as a discrete set of objects, or what have you, so. It would probably be a really, 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 really big number of, like, exabytes. Actually, there's bigger units, but, you know. Exabytes a pretty good gauge for, like, oh yeah, that's a lot of data. Probably be like, you know, quintillions of exabytes. I might be vastly over or underestimating that. Probably underestimating, to be honest. So usually these have an alien, but this one doesn't. However, if one lands here, it can like interact with him. They don't visibly leave their ship, generally speaking, but it'll bring me into like a little chat prompt, and I can show you what the alien looks like. Right now, I'm just gonna see if they have anything interesting for sale. I haven't really done a lot of scanning of native wildlife because it's pretty time consuming, but it is something I do intend to do at some point. Ooh, that's some red Nox.
Item received.
Yeah, it basically is a little trade hub. And see, there we go. I got someone who landed here. Oh, he took off. Never mind. Oh, and he took off too. But they come and go constantly, so... Come on, guys. I'm looking for someone to trade with. Oh, okay, that guy... I totally missed him. Alright, so here... This guy's a... Viking? They're pretty variable in their appearance. I've only translated a little bit of their language. I'm gonna punch him. I already have that. Oh, that's cute. Too bad I got a shield. The Viking are kind of violent warrior race. There's another race called the Korvax Convergence, and they're basically artificial intelligences. And then there are these like little gecko salamander dudes called Gek, and they're kind of adorable, but it's implied that they are actually a divergent variety of their original form, which is apparently very, very ruthless and warlike. Yep, they are kind of like the Klingons, to be honest. So here we have another Viking. They have a pretty varied appearance. So what do you have for sale? Some more Radnox. There must be Radnox on this in system. How much you want for that? Probably way too much. What? Yeah, that's funny. His ship sucks. It looks cool though, but I go more based on just how much capacity it has than anything. So, what do you guys want to see? Because there's all sorts of stuff. I mean, I could go around this planet, although it's pretty... The hostile planets tend to have better resources, not necessarily guaranteed to, but... Oh, is that gold? That might be gold. Please be gold. I mean, like, I can definitely see the, like, underlying structure of things in this, but, you know, there's just, like, a huge amount of variety within that. Okay, that's aluminum. It's just really, like, the color scheme of the atmosphere, specularity, chromatic aberration, so that affects how stuff appears, so sometimes it's hard to tell. Yeah, you're not going to see a lot on a planet like this. Let me see if I can find a garden world, or a paradise world. Those tend to be very heavily populated with animals. But as you can see, this is kind of a desert world. There's a humongous variety of world types. Let's go there. Honestly, I'm probably better off just dropping out of warp and then warping to a nearby star system, since it'll bring me close to a space station, and hopefully also close to a nearby planet, which they usually tend to be. This is a smaller system. Let's try this out. I take it not much of anyone else from the channel seemed interested in checking it out. Alright. this doesn't feel like a game in the conventional sense to me. This is, I mean, it's very exploration centric. I mean, there's definitely a storyline. Don't get me wrong, and it's actually pretty good, but it kind of leaves a lot to your imagination too. Here we go. So that's pretty close by. No, you can only do like a preliminary skate, like when you look at it in the stellar map, and that's already been done ahead of time for like the entirety of the starting galaxy. Well, people are still doing Let's Play type streaming for this. I mean, that's pretty much what I'm doing right now, right? I'm just kind of giving you a running narrative and showing you around, because that's pretty much the objective of the game, is to explore. I mean, the in-game objective is to reach the center of the galaxy that you're in, and everyone starts in the same galaxy, but because of the economy of scale, yeah, that's a difficult proposition, meaning finding other people's systems. I have not found any systems that other people have explored yet. Now, it's pretty early on, so as time goes on, that's going to become somewhat more likely. But when you have 18 quintillion, 536 quadrillion some star systems to deal with, yeah, the likelihood of running into other players is very low. And this game's also asynchronous multiplayer. There was actually a group of people too that found each other by a guy was exploring, and he's like, hey, this is discovered by another guy, so like he messaged him. Verdant moon, rainstorms, low sentinels, no flora, limited fauna. This is really cool looking though. It's pretty much always going to be raining here. That's neat. Looks kind of desolate though. It's pretty in its own way though. I haven't seen really anything that wasn't gorgeous, though. So yeah, oof. I need more gold. Well, I have discovery credit for this system and this planet now. I'm going to save real quick, just in case the game crashes on me. It doesn't happen too often, though. The game's actually pretty stable for this part. Especially considering it just came out. So this is just a moon, so I'm gonna go to the actual planet itself. Yeah, well, you know, it is a pretty sought after resource. And, you know, from a real world standpoint, it does have a lot of use. Whoa. Damn, look at that right there. Close enough to kiss, it looks like. I mean, it's interesting, like, they have some weird classifications for stuff, and there's some clearly made-up elements and some very definitely real ones. It's weird that you're using plutonium and not uranium, but you know, whatevs. I guess plutonium in all its varied forms is probably a better ultimate choice for a fission power plant than uranium. So let's see what we found here. Landing area not clear. Looks like the terrain's pretty rough here. Ah, little cave system. Space cactus. Parched sands. This is a desert world. Copious flora, intermittent fauna. And you can upload all of your discoveries, which is cool. And if you do, oh, more emerald. Man, that's a lot of emerald. So yeah, sandstorm. Wow. So like, you know, and this is an interesting thing. Like on planets like this, you get your draw distance is reduced because of the ambient occlusion, but it actually really lends itself to the immersion because it is kind of hard to see through like blowing sands. I haven't been doing that too much. I did name my starting system after myself because, well, why not, right? But it just kind of exhausts my creativity to sit and kind of decide to name these arbitrarily. Although I could just name this horrible desert planet, right? So, if you want me to, I guess I could go ahead and do that. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's right. Runk. Hard sands. Rename and upload. Yep.
Units received.
There we go. This is now officially yet another horrible desert planet. This is actually a pretty cool looking planet too.
Weather warning.
Oh, incoming storm. So yeah, interested to see what storms are like on this planet. I'm gonna try and find a good vantage point to watch this from. I'll hang out over here. I like how... Oh god. Yep. Oh god, it's hot. Yep, this is definitely yet another horrible desert planet. Oh my god. So yes, it's 146.7 degrees centigrade today, and we've got blowing winds at 75 kilometers an hour. We advise staying indoors and not going outside unless you're a crazy motherfucker. Named it after toilet paper brand. Yeah. So like, kind of want to get meta with the game and basically have a procedural planet generator, name generator, that is to say, that just basically takes two or more, say, corporate brand names and mashes them together. So you could like have Planet Goldman Trojan or something like that. Yeah, it's pretty. The weather here is pretty nuts. Oh look, we've got a little outdoor sales bot here. I can hang out outside for at least a little bit here, so we'll see what they got for sale. Ooh, aquaspheres. I need those, but not right at this moment. So yeah, that would be kind of a cool little website to put together. Maybe Mbot and I could talk about doing something like that later. Just have like a really minimalist setup for it, but like you could have some drop-down bars for choosing your seed parameters. I mean, we could do it Markov chains, right? But we could also do it with a number of other, you know, iterative selection algorithms. A recurrent neural network that names planet comes up with the planet names would also be pretty hilarious and very meta, and it would probably get some attention online. Like, hey, this guy made this weird thing here. If you want to like name your planets really bizarre, you know, you could also like input, say, oh, okay, so it's a desert planet. and there's aggro sentinels here. Like, use that to basically determine some of your seed naming. So, story behind the drones, yeah, they're pretty much on absolutely every planet, but to what extent varies. I haven't been to one that doesn't have them. Doesn't mean that, you know, that there are none, but that's not actually clear, like, as to what their actual origin is, at least to me. Now, I've heard that there are spoilers out there that actually deal with that, but I don't personally know, and I don't want to know yet. Oh god, this weather sucks. I'm going back in my ship. That is not the hottest planet I've been to. I had one that was pretty awful, and it was like 310 degrees centigrade out. It was like a, you know, not Venus, but it was pretty freaking warm. Ah, storm's clearing. Alright, so this planet sucks. I mean, it's awesome, but, you know, the weather is terrible. I just had this, like, wanderlust with this game. I just kind of hopped from planet to planet. I have spent some extensive amount of time exploring some worlds, though. So what's closer? This is closer. I've already been there. Right. What else is close? It took me a little bit to get used to flying a ship, but it's actually pretty easy now. Yeah, screw it, I'm going here. There are... I haven't really found polar caps, so much as just like worlds that are like totally glaciated. Those are pretty interesting. Oh. Yeah, that's great. Looks like I'm gonna get attacked. Okay, shield recharge. I'm gonna get forced out of warp here shortly. Stop jinking. Get wrecked. That's hilarious. So yeah, I'm definitely going to have to start naming the horrible worlds I go to. Oh, there's all sorts of stuff. Now as far as like stuff, no, you can't like scan in depth when you're like in the ship. You can only do like a environmental scan to look for nearby points of interest and such. So if you die, you respawn and have to go to your grave point to get your stuff back. But it's strongly implied that, like, the Atlas restores you from some kind of quantum backup. The game kind of, like, pokes at the fourth wall a lot, but in a way that it's like, what is the nature of reality? Is this, you know, is this world, is this all a simulation? The answer being yes. But, you know, is it, you know, but also implicit in that is our own universe also a simulation? Yes, the algorithm is in fact cognizant of that. It does play fast and loose to some extent with orbital mechanics, because apparently, like, they originally had like realistic orbital mechanics for a lot of the systems, and apparently it screwed with some of their testers like pretty hard. I would like to actually see. Yeah, if you get blown up in space, you'll respawn at the space station with your ship, but then you'll have to go get your loot, and you gotta go find it, and that can sometimes suck. I gotta say, thanks to both of you for, like, you know, watching this, because this makes the whole experience of playing this a lot more immersive for me. So, like, here we have a pretty heavily forested planet, and I gotta say the poly count here is pretty freaking high. The system didn't lag out super hard this time, though. But this is not the most heavily forested planet I've found, so... This looks like it's kind of, frozen-ish, tundra type. Woo! Boom, nailed it.
Temperature levels stabilizing.
Alright, so here we got,
Stabilizing.
this is a Corvax. Oh yeah, I can totally do some barrel rolls for you. Actually pretty damn effective in space combat too, once you get to be decent at it. Huh, is that... That is not an upgrade, unfortunately. Pretty much have all the Tau and Sigma upgrades. Just looking for like Theta stuff mostly. Nothing really useful for me right now. Oh, what's this? That's a pretty cool looking one. It's an 18 slot though. I just like how it looks. But, you know, I need one with more slots. Probably can't open this one, I'll have to find out.
Extreme night temperature detected.
Oh, that's cold. Yep, I need a version 2. Yeah, it's getting cold. It's gonna get colder too. Yeah, I'll probably keep at it. I might actually take a break to eat something, so you know, I might just take a breather and then repost a new stream link. So playing for like really long periods of time is kind of draining. I mean, this game's so much fun to just like wander around in, but kind of want to see what else is in the system, but I think I may have actually gotten the majority of it. Okay, I'll catch up with you later on. Mbot, I'm still taking a look at IRC periodically if you have any inquiries. Ow.
Temperature levels stabilizing. Life support power low.
Okay, it looks like there's about 10 seconds latency between you doing something and it actually showing up on the stream. That's not bad, actually. Ah, hello. More people. Yay. Just give me a sec. If you're signed in, you'll be able to comment. Otherwise, you'll have to use IRC. There we go. Now I can actually see my own stream. How meta. Watching myself is kind of weird, so I'm going to switch back to better see. So you can actually see what you guys are saying. Oh, you want me to shoot something? Okay. Well, I can just kind of shoot the terrain, but there's not a lot of, like, large wildlife around here. But if I go into space, I might be able to find some things to fight. And so yeah, I could explore all of that, although it would take me God knows how long just to explore that one planet in totality. Let's see. I'm going to show you the desert planet since you haven't seen that. So far. At this range, that would have no effect. Because physics, also because in-game physics, also beam dispersion, etc., etc. Yeah, so. But, yeah, the weapon systems are useful for mining as much as for combat. Oh yeah, there are planets with oceans. Just not always finding them. Like, this is like the anti-ocean right here. You'll see why here in a bit. It's a beautiful hellhole. Looks like there's a little bit of water on this planet, maybe. Oh, no, just filling in the terrain. Here. Coming in hot. Yeah, it's pretty hot. I think I'm glad I'm in the suit right now. You want me to shoot the beautiful hellhole? Well, I can do that. I also have hand weapons too, so. So much iron. Yeah, it is actually von Neumann nanotech. They don't really get into the details regarding that, but at least not that I've seen. But as I was mentioning earlier, I don't want to spoil it for myself because like you find out a bit more about the origin of these things. I will happily blow one away for you, though.
Hostiles approaching. Warning. Sentinel drone activated.
Stop shooting me. Yes, go to sleep. Space cactus. They don't really get into edibility, like, of anything, because you're in a self-contained environment suit that basically just absorbs materials from the environment and provides nutritional value like a direct feed tap into your bloodstream or something of the sort. So, one moment. Can't be good for my credit rating, blowing stuff up. Incidentally, doing certain things can affect how some of the species interact with you. So, like the sapient species, anyway. Wow, that is weird looking. You seeing that? He likes me now because I fed him. So weird looking one though. Look at that face, or lack thereof. I usually don't kill the wildlife unless it attacks me, so. I'll have to pass on that one, Lano. I don't want to catch any space diseases. He's still happy.
Extreme night temperature detected.
Oh, it's gonna get really cold. That's awesome. Ah, why do I keep getting stuck? Oh, look. It's a cactus melon flower thing. Doesn't have any spines, but...
Thermal protection falling.
147, 46.7. No. No. Gotta hide. Need to hide. Need to hide. Hide. Oh god. Ow. Stuck. Oh god, the wind is pushing me around. No.
Temperature levels stabilizing.
video game hallucinogens. No, I don't think the game gets quite that meta, but there are definitely some pretty surreal experiences. Yeah, nice view, right? It's like staring out the window. Interstate 10 tornado shelter. Yeah. I'm afraid the coffee machine is broken. I've got a planter and some broken furniture. No bed either. My chair's broken too. Wah. Yeah. Oh, believe me, this game's full of surreal. You do find ruins from time to time, but, like, the planets are largely uninhabited. I would like for them to add a very rare subtype of inhabited planet. Oh, it's just being kind of snarky. I guess I'm gonna have to F off out of this star system. So I don't really want to get into a fight right this moment. Unless you want to see a fight. Do you want to see a fight? Do you want to see a fight?
Warning. Threat detected. Hostile ships approaching.
Melty. Damn! Destroyed. So, like, some of the music in this reminds me of Biosphere. I couldn't quite put my finger on it until just now, but yeah. Some of this reminds me of Biosphere. Alright, so full of rad box, that's good. One moment. Going to, phone keeps timing out. Adios, amoebas. Well, I am actually going to screw off to another star system now. I do think I might come back to this one, so I'm only going to jump like one way and see what's here. Oh, well, you know. Maybe you can be my shit-talking inspiration, then. Oh, found a space anomaly. I'm gonna fucking own that shit. It's a Death Star. Death Star confirmed. Copper velocity. Yep, quite literally talking shit. Just fountaining. Inferno Copro Glossy. What's up, guys? Got some presents for me? Hand it over, Priest Entity Nada. How are you everywhere? He's everywhere. Korvax convergence, crave non-compliant Nada shell. Convergence illogical. Traveler data, conclusion irresistible. Galaxy shape, size, distribution error. Explore more. Nada's normally restrained form is jittering and dancing, the external symptom of an internal struggle. Iridescent lights fluoresce across their visor. At times, another entity seems to stare out. I grasp her arm firmly, and soon a familiar light pattern reasserts itself. The Korvax endlessly attempt to regain their errant shell and wipe Nada from existence. The priest entity won't succumb until they have solved the riddle of reality. Well. Vigintillion. Yeah, that's a pretty big number. Woot. Oh, I wasn't aware. Thanks for the heads up, though. A shortcut to the center. Yes. Show me the black holes. Polo and Nada. Units this, units that. Strange, sad way to live a life, eh? Fill your pockets with them, and then we'll find out why they make all these worlds go round. Right? He gave me a present. Oh, I already had it. But I got a black hole nav point, so I'm gonna totally show you guys the black hole. Well, I guess I'm never coming back to this area.
Navigational data received.
Okay, I should be able to jump to that, so... Let's see what's in store for me here. Yep. Here we go. Man, hyperlight drive. Kinda hypnotic. Yeah, this definitely takes me... This feels like Biosphere. I'm gonna have to like talk to the dev for the music and ask him if he's a Biosphere fan. Oh, I'm totally taking a screenshot. Great. Oh, you want a sea full of stars? I'm about to fill you with stars. How do you like that? Oh god. Yep, it's definitely full of stars. Space anus. One of the universe's innumerable anuses. Ani? Yeah, that is pretty relativistic, eh? Generally speaking. Wah, wah. That's funny.
Technology offline.
My drive's damaged. Any crystalite? It's like totally steal their shit. But let's see. Where is my space station? Right here. Could you suggest that Monkey check this out? I don't know if he's actually seen this yet, but I think he would get a major kick out of this. I think the link is not too far back in the backlog, so... Right, there we go. Yep, streaming the universe's anus. You go back maybe like a little, like 3 or 4 minutes back in the backlog, you'll be able to see. Oh, nice, I didn't have that. Let's see what they got for sale. Definitely need some of that. But I'll be 7 short, damn it. So we'll see if there's some that I can trade here in a moment. What you got for sale, fucker? Oh, yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Thanks, sucker. Actually, it just came out like 2 or 3 days ago now. But yeah, it's pretty sweet. You should log in to like the YouTubes so you can comment and chat and such, if you're not already. Wow. Yeah, this game's fucking amazing. Recharge pulses. I need to like recharge my hyperdrive soon. Yeah, it's working again. So let's see what this system has in store for us. Yeah, Antileshi, you'd probably find this to be pretty amazing from a technical standpoint, if nothing else. The entire game is procedurally generated with the exception of like the core assets. Okay, so we've got a very interesting looking world ahead here. I'm gonna bet that this might be a nuclear world, just looking at it from orbit. You find worlds that are actually like highly radioactive sometimes, and those tend to be really interesting. One of the early worlds I ran into was actually very radioactive. Yeah, I'm thinking this might be a nuke world or a toxin world, one of the two. It would actually take you, if you visited one world every second with the 32-bit integer version of the game, which was like the internal dev test version, it would take you like 5 or 6,000 years. It would take you probably 575 billion to 600 billion years to do it. In the release version. Yep, and I called it. This is a nuke world, so yeah, it's an absolutely staggering amount of worlds. I think it's star system wise. There's 18 quintillion 536 quadrillion some odd worlds, so we'll call those the significant digits. So 18.536 quintillion worlds. That's or systems. And God knows how many actual planets. Now, I could be mistaken. That might be the number of actual, like, planets and stars all in totality. But it's pretty freaking big. Oh, okay. They're saying 446. That's okay. Well, whatever. I've seen. So it's actually a little bit larger. Yeah, it's a log curve. So it's a really. Yeah, they're all unique in their own way. I mean, like. There's only so many environment types, but within that, you're getting combinatorial explosion with the possibilities. Just this universe, or this galaxy rather, can be considered its own universe in its own right. But the thing is, you can go to new galaxies eventually, and those would be like uncharted territory in the truest sense, because they use a new generation seed, and so you'll get an entirely new set of worlds and stars and what have you. Is there a connection between the monoliths and the sentinels? The origins of these ancient structures seem to predate all known civilization, although over time they become imbued with the beliefs and the histories of the creatures that evolved around them. What if there was a precursor species that came before us all? Imagine one of such infinite knowledge and interstellar power that even after extinction has erased their traces, their tools remain for us to pore over, like an infant confronted with a fusion reactor. Oh, I already have that one. So, yeah. Well, it's not as radioactive as one of the other worlds I found early on. So, you know, I could probably wander around on the surface of this planet for a while. It's pretty psychedelic, I'd say. Hey, look! What is this? Armadillo puppies. Tiny sheep? Ram? Oryx? They're tiny. They're so tiny. Well, it's more like this is really big. Huh, it's an herbivore with teeth. Sharp teeth. That's funny. Oh, don't run for me. I was gonna feed you. Kill one for food? I don't need to eat because of my suit systems. I have a policy of not killing the wildlife unless it attacks me. It's got 2 tails. And like a crest. It's too bad you guys didn't see some of the stuff I discovered. Oh yeah, I can feed them and I can kill them. I don't have a problem with feeding them. Just give me a sec. Give me some iron. He likes me now. So I fed him. Whoa, that looks interesting. Huh, another herbivore. There's quite a lot of life here.
Units
Oh god,
received.
giant crabs.
Units received.
So this world is actually pretty cool looking. I mean, they all are in their own way, right? But well, okay, so if you wanted to and you were really dedicated, you can wipe out species on a planet. Although it's really, really difficult in principle to do that, because if you do enough damage to the planetary environment, you can actually wipe species out. Wow, what the damn, there's a lot of these. Look at that, man. It's a crab praying mantis thing. A crabbing mantis. I'm gonna feed it. So it like not run for me. Yeah. Screenshot. That's pretty cool. That's a nice find. So that's what I can do is like fire out these grenades, and that actually will deform the terrain, and that's persistent, like in any world. So if I left here, came back here like a year later, that would still be there. Wow, this place is pretty freaking psychedelic, I'd say.
Radiation protection. Stabilizing. Units received.
Don't think this one's an upgrade. It's pretty cool looking, but nope, not an upgrade. Polish robot.
Units received. Units received. Units received. Units received.
You could get some radioactive pizza. Wow. So yeah, that's pretty dead looking. Let's see what this has here. This is looking a lot more habitable, at least at range. It looks like that actually has some oceans. Looks like I'm also gonna get jumped here momentarily. Alright, shields are charged.
Technology recharge. Warning. Threat detected. Hostile ships approaching. Hostile ships deleted. Technology recharge.
I had a bad day. Now I'm back to... was it here? Looks like it. Barrel rolls! Okay, right. So off to Wulaizu, Ul Rabuda. So, out of curiosity, who's actually all watching right now? Looks like a couple of you dropped out, which is fine. No pressure to stick around. Just curious. If we had a game shop here in town, I think it would be really interesting to like just have random streams from people like playing this and such, but Borington's too dull for such things. This is looking oceanic, although to what extent I don't really know. It's hard to tell at this distance. And the procedural scaling basically makes it so that you can't really get a lot of like really major details about a world until you get fairly close. Yeah, I could definitely see doing that at like a GameStop or something like that. I mean, even though that's a pretty corporate thing. Oh, this looks interesting. All the trees are red. Find a good landing spot. Got one over here. No landing pad, but that's fine.
Radiation protection.
Jungle planet. Wet. Limited sentinels, lots of flora and lots of fauna. Nice. So this looks pretty sweet. So I think what we were seeing was the unending like amount of this like weird teal like grass like plant that seems to be freaking everywhere. Oh my god, it's a pig metrodon. Yep, totally a pig metrodon. Or maybe a bear metrodon. I don't know. Oh, it's kind of like a bear pig. Bear pig. Not a man bear pig, just a bear pig metrodon. Now he likes me. Okay, wow, that is... I don't know what to say about that. It's pretty weird looking. I've seen some things where I'm like, yeah, that looks like similar to something I've seen before, but then pretty frequently I see stuff I'm like, yeah, that's not really anything like anything I've seen other than having 4 legs. You've run into stuff with more than that though too. What is that? Oh my god. That is actually kind of creepy looking. It's pretty large too. Oh, yep. Wow. It's got a penis face. I need to get a good angle for a screenshot here. Stop running away. Some of the flora is pretty varied here, but the fauna is absolutely just gigantic. There we go. That should be sufficient. Dragonfly-headed rump sheep. Yeah, I think that about nails it. Testicle head creature. Oh wait, look. Oh, we got possibly the male form of something that I saw earlier. Or maybe just fully grown. It's got some strange protrusions and a hump. Well, this is a pretty cool looking world, I gotta say. Got caves. I'm thinking I'm actually going to take a bit of a break here shortly. So... because I kind of need to eat something, and all this talk of eating and drinking has likewise stimulated my appetite, so... Oh, this one has a bed. That's cool. Oh, they have all sorts of weird, like, mineral deposits everywhere. So that is a mineral called airwooite. I mean, I can rename it, but, you know. I actually see, like, donut-shaped mineral deposits fairly often. This is hemonite, which is also similar. Except for that has a little break and it's got modeling on it. Yeah, food time is nigh, so I'm gonna save again real quick, and then I'm gonna stop for the time being. But I'd be down to stream for you guys again later. Yeah, this is a pretty cool world. I might actually end up exploring this one for a while.